live load and you will find out only for dead load. Because why it is so? Because here you know that when point load comes, the value of h, h is minus w by 2 pi r sine square theta, like that it comes. So since it is coming minus, sometimes if you remove live load, maybe you will get a critical value for h only. For t, no problem. T you use only dead load and live load. Okay, when h comes, you should take two cases. One is dead load and live load, another one is live load alone. Okay, so shall we do? Alright. So first, let us take the case dead load plus case 1, dead load plus live load. Let us take the case dead load plus live load. Okay, so we know that when you are having t is equal to when t due to dead load is I think we have got formula. So t is w divided by 1 plus cos theta. Okay, this is for UDL, plus for point load t is w divided by 2 pi r square sine square theta. For point load w divided by 2 pi r square sine square theta. Some books have mentioned cosec square theta also. Okay, because 1 by sine square theta is cosec theta. This is for point load. Okay, so let us find it out. Okay, so the thing is that I will draw a column like this. Okay, so first case is this is easy for us. Then this is theta. Theta we need to calculate for that is what is given is 0 degree also. 0 is not required actually, because maximum value of, okay, you can find our alpha is 7 degree 6. Okay, let us write 0 degree, then 7.06 also, because alpha is 7.06. because 0 will not come. Now why? Because why we can avoid 0? Why? Because at this location there is an opening only, correct? Then there is no chance of load acting at this location, because this is when you see from the top, it's like opening. This is other dome is this is the opening at the top. So here there is no load will come actually. So 0 degree is not required. So you can take 7.06, which is here. Okay, and the maximum here it is 67.38, that is theta, 67.38. Okay, so for this we will find out t and h. As the first case, dead load and live load, both dead load and live load is present. Okay, so let us do like this. One more column. Okay, this is due to UD load, this is due to point load. Okay, UD load, the formula is, as I told you, w divided by 1 plus cos theta. Okay, and for point load, w divided by 2 pi r square sine square theta, and this is t is equal to this one. You can add, this is first column, this is second column, first and second, adding 1 and 2, 1 plus 2. Okay, so I have calculated these values. So substituting the value of theta as 7.06, you will get UDL value. This one is 13.04. okay, and for 67 it is 18.77. okay, and for the point load it will come 3.46, which is 7.06, and for this one it is coming 0.06. okay, and for completely adding this to 1 and 2, you will get 16.51 and 18.383. Okay, so there is no doubt in that. The maximum value is this one. So this is the maximum. So this one for the T. Okay, now let us do for H. Okay, so H also same way. Dead load plus live load. Okay, same case. Dead load plus, first case is dead load plus live load. Okay, same way. Theta. Okay, so first case this is got to UD load, then point load, then H, which is equal to 1 plus 2, adding 1 and 2. Okay, so UD load, the formula is, as you know, WR into cos square theta plus cos theta minus 1. Cos square theta, cos theta minus 1 divided by 1 plus cos theta. You have seen this formula before. Okay, and when point load comes, your H is I think minus, your H will become minus, yeah, minus W divided by 2 pi R sin square theta. Okay, so the final one is this is column number 1 and this is column 2. So your value of H is 1 plus 2. If you add 1 plus 2, you will get that. So let us do it for the same. And theta is equal to 7.06 and 67.38. Okay, that is the maximum value. This is alpha. Okay. So the values are, you will get with the point load it is coming 12.75 and minus 22.5. Okay, and for 67.38 it is minus 8.77 and minus 0.39. So adding both, you will get here minus 9.75 and here it is minus 9.17. Okay, so in this case, you know, the H value is negative completely. So out of this, the maximum value is this one. Okay, so you will take this one. This is max, right? So this, because some books, you know, they have mentioned 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, like that it goes. So we don't need to take this one because your maximum critical will come only these two only. Okay, so you can, in examination you can take it only these two only. Okay, so what is the next? Next case is only dead load. Dead load alone. Okay, so remember your this W, small w is 4 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, and your point load capital W is 22 kilonewton. Not 22. How much is coming? 13.68. Correct, no? It is coming to me. Yeah, I think we have calculated 13.83 because that 83 kilonewton. Yes. Okay, so you need to deduct this one, this, because your dead load is, as you know, you should remove the live load actually, correct? No, because live load is given in the question as 1.5 kilonewton per meter square. So this 1.5, that one you should deduct from this actually. This your UD load as well as this. So your W will become 4 minus 1.5. This is equal to 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, and for W, actually if you remember, initially it was 22. Okay, minus, are you remembering? Minus what you did is 2 pi into R into H into W, because for that portion which is not it is an opening. Now this portion we deducted it. Okay, same way, because W, that case we took as 4 kilonewton per meter square, correct? That is how we got it. So instead of 4 we should take 2.5, because 2.5. Okay, so this will be 22 minus 2 into 5 into 6.5 into H is 0.05 into 2.5. Okay, so you will get this value as 16.89 kilonewton. So you should consider these two things. One is this W is 2.5, okay, and capital W is 16.89. Okay, so we are considering the case dead load alone. So as usual, previous case we have done it, no? This theta we need to calculate only for H. Okay, you don't need to calculate for the T. Okay, so this is UD load, this point load. Okay, so UD load, the formula is WR into cos square theta plus cos theta minus 1 divided by 1 plus cos theta. This one, WR cos square theta plus cos theta minus 1 divided by 1 plus cos theta. Okay, and for a point load it is minus W divided by 2 pi R or R square, 2 pi R sin square theta. 2 pi R sin square theta. This is the case. So this one you should consider calculate for 7.06 degree. This one no 7.06, yeah, and 67.38 and 67.38 also. For these two things you should calculate. So I have calculated it as it is coming for me 7.97 for UD load. Point load it is coming minus 27.38, and with the 67 degree it is coming minus 5.48, and it is coming minus 0.485. so when you add total H, adding both, it is coming minus 19.41, and here it is coming minus 5.97. okay, so the higher value is coming as this one. So you will be having a couple of values, like when dead load plus live load. So we will write here easy for you to understand. When I took dead load plus live load combination, you got T, which is for this T. The maximum value of T is 18.83. okay, so 18.83. then you got H also. In this case H also. H is you got two values, minus 9.75. okay, only one, because both are minus, so you will take the higher value, minus 9.75, and when I took only dead load, okay, then in that case your what is H is minus 19.41, that is higher value. H is minus 19.41. okay, so let us, the higher value out of this is this one you can take, and this also you can take it. Okay, this two you will take it. Okay, is that clear? Right, because all cases negative is coming here, so let us take this value. So what is the next step? The next step will be check for stresses, that is sigma T and sigma H. Okay, sigma T and sigma H we need to calculate. Let us calculate sigma T. Sigma T, as we have discussed before, this is T by T. Okay, T divided by small t, because force by area, because it comes like this, force by area, force is T divided, area is 1 into T, so that is coming T. Okay, so this is equal to 18.83 into 10 to the power 3 to convert into Newton. Okay, so I will, otherwise you will do it in kilonewton itself, kilonewton, and T is 0.1, so it will come 188.3 kilonewton per meter square. This is the value which is coming here. Okay, 188.3 kilonewton per meter square. So if you convert into Newton millimeter, it will come 0.188 Newton per millimeter square, that is sigma T. Okay, so we have seen, as per IS 456, okay, IS 456 page 81, right, sigma CC, sigma CC of the concrete, it is, for M25 concrete it is 6 Newton per millimeter square. We have seen the last problem also. Okay, so therefore 0.188 is less than 6, so we are safe. Okay, so let us come to H also, sigma H. Sigma H is nothing but, because the higher value of H is minus 19.41 divided by T. Okay, that is H by T. Okay, so T is 0.1, so you will get minus 194.1 kilonewton per meter square. So this is equal to minus 0.19 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, so this is tensile in nature actually. Okay, this value is tensile. So the permissible value sigma CT as per IS 3370 table 1 is 1.3 Newton per millimeter square for a M25 concrete. Okay, so our case what is good is 0.19 Newton per millimeter square, it is less than 1.3, so we are safe. So for both cases we are safe now. Okay, so the next is your design of ring beams. Okay, now before going further, once we got sigma T and H, now we can find out AST. So area of steel calculation. So I was telling you before, we will have AST, because AST is equal to, right now, AST is equal to AST1 plus AST2. Okay, we have discussed many times this one. AST1 is because of T over H, and AST2 is to take care of your temperature and shrinkage stresses. Okay, so AST1 is equal to the maximum of H and T, because 18.83 and minus 19.41 here. So this is the maximum. For finding out all these three, which is the maximum what we should use. Okay, so 19.41. So 19.41 into 10 to the power 3, converting into Newton, divided by sigma st. Okay, the value of sigma st is 230 or 140. 230 if it is Fe415 steel, this is mild steel. Okay, so this is equal to 19.41 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 230. So how much is coming? Let me calculate it. 19.41 into 1000 divided by 230. It is coming 84 millimeter square. Okay, and AST2 is 0.15 percentage. Okay, to take care of this one. So 0.15 divided by 100 into 1000 into 100. This is T. This is 1 meter. Okay, 1 meter width of this one. Okay, so it is coming 0.15. 150 it is equal to 150 millimeter square. So the total value, total AST is equal to 150 plus 84. So that much is coming. 150 plus 84. So this is equal to 234. 234 millimeter square. Okay, so the next step is let us find out the area of steel. Okay, so use 10 dia bars. Okay, let us use 10 dia bars. So number of bars, number is equal to 234 divided by 5 into 10 square by pi d square by 4. Okay, so this will come 234 divided by 2.14 into 100 divided by 4. This is coming approximately 3 numbers. So you can use 3 numbers. Okay, 3 numbers bars. No, made a mistake. This is area of steel, not for ring beams, right? This is area of steel, 10 dia bars. Okay, so spacing is equal to pi into, let us use, instead of 10, let us use 8